There. Alrighty. And we are live for the Washington Capitals at the Carolina Hurricanes, which I've got to fix this. Get that to be right about there. Um, Sorry, just realized I did not have the order right on the scoreboard, but Carolina winning in Washington game 1 2-1 in overtime. And then Washington coming back against Carolina 3-1 the second game. Now we are going to Carolina. Take a quick look before I take any more time to set that up. Let's take a look at what happened. Or here, it's only 2 games. We can do the math in our heads. So last game, shots were 28-21 Carolina. Dead even on the face-off percentage. Each went 1 for 3 in penalties. Hits were 36-26 Carolina. Block shots were 33-10 Washington. Keep that in mind because they had a bunch of block shots in the first game as well, if I remember correctly. But the giveaways were 21-10. So, I mean, by most measurements, Washington should not have won. However, they got past Anderson enough times to pull away. And Logan Thompson, being LT, was just rock solid through the whole game. Now, in game 1, shots were 33-14 Carolina. So, seeing a pattern of the Hurricanes getting a lot more shots on goal. Face-offs went to Carolina 55.6% of the time. Both sides were 0 for on the power play. 0 for 3, 0 for 2. So Washington's 0 for 5 on the power play. 1 for 5 on the power play. And Carolina is 1 for 6. Hits were 44-31 Carolina. So clearly the Hurricanes got the memo about being aggressive against the Capitals. And Carolina is going to be bigger, a little bit stronger than Montreal. Even though Montreal did great handling their business, better than I thought they were. They were a little nasty about a lot of things, but it is what it is. So game 1 scores. Scoring was Protus, Stankoven, and Slavin. Oh, you know what? Okay, gotta make sure the TV volume's muted. We're good. All right, and so the last game. Oh wait, no, there was actually something. Okay, yeah, let's do this. 36-26. The block shots are what I forgot to look at. 32. So yeah, I mean, Washington is blocking half of Carolina's shots. So that's one of the biggest things that's helping out Logan Thompson, even though he's still facing, like I said, what, 33 and I think it was only 14 last time. Or no, it wasn't that low, 21. So 54 shots, 51 saves. Not bad, but not overly challenged. And like I said, that's got a lot to do with the fact that 30 plus block shots in 2 games coming from the Capitals. At home, not the furthest trip in the world, so they'll have a little bit of few fans around. Yeah, here, that's what I was going to look at. Connor McMichael scored. Carlson scored on the power play. Gosh Spears scored on the power play. And Tom Wilson on the empty net. So Carolina did attack first. No. Washington attacked first and second. And then Gosh Spears got one. Anyway. So different goal scorers in each game. Protas doing pretty good with assists or with points. Wilson doing pretty good with points. Should be a fun game. All right, let me make sure I can move my mic without this going off. There we go. Okay. Washington. Oh, that's why. Good enough. All right. But I'm expecting Carolina 2-1, 3-1 with an empty net. I will call it 3-1 because I don't think we're going to overtime. I think it's going to be 2-1 with an empty net, just like it was last game, and Carolina comes away with the win. And then for tonight, we're not beating Vegas is not beating Edmonton in Edmonton. I am still so pissed off about that last game. Like, I really don't even want to watch this stupid game. But of course, we're going to be here. But how on earth the dude just straight rips, through the legs, then with leverage, puts McNabb into the boards and hurts him, and it's not a tripping call. And there were actually people on podcasts or seeing little clips here and there, or online is a cesspool, so it is what it is. But there were people actually defending Arvidsson, saying that he didn't do anything wrong. Of course, it wasn't a penalty. Like, you can't really, it's not like he did it on purpose. I mean, yeah, the stick goes between his legs, but it's not like he really wrenched his stick and put him into the board. It's exactly what happened, dude. Oh, it wasn't violently enough. He only got hurt a little bit. So it's like, get out of here. Whether he meant to put him into the boards and take his shoulder out, yeah. I don't think a trip like that was, hey, I'm going to go hurt this person and end his series. Granted, it is Edmonton, so I am being really nice to them in saying that. But dude, like I said, how that wasn't like. Okay. Oh, we're getting drop frames. The night. Yeah, this audio is trash. So we got to skip our normal routine. But the one good thing about today is they actually scheduled the games 3 hours apart instead of 2.5. Like, for some reason, they have not figured out that 2.5 hours, like, every time they schedule a game 2.5 hours apart or after another one, the face-off time is always 6:52, if not a little bit later. And so it's like, okay, so since you know that it's not going to start at 6:30, why don't we start the game at 7? And you can even start the normal ceremonies at 7, so puck drops at 7:07. Like, you're already going to be late. You might as well be the extra couple minutes late. Just round up. LT 5 and 2. 2.01 goal against average with a 931 save percentage. You like that? Mr. Anderson. 4-2, 155 goal against average, and a 930 save percentage. That's what makes this game so good. Again, empty net won it for the Capitals 3-1. So you've had 2-1 games. You know, a 1-1 game till overtime and a 2-1 game till late when the empty net hits. So, oh, just what a game. Capitals in. Getting it deep, trying to get it towards the net. Ooh, good hit late. Not late, but after the puck comes around the backside of the net. Chychrun loses the puck. Carolina can't settle. Tom Wilson wide open at Anderson, and Anderson makes the save. For some reason, these dumbasses let Tom Wilson walk in unchallenged across the low dot and take a freebie at the goaltender, who made a great save on the backhand attempt. Washington back into the Carolina zone after kind of a weak offensive possession for the Hurricanes. Uh-oh. Down, in, back to the point. Shot. Hits all the bodies out front. It comes to the high dot and movement all the way to the high wall. Point. Throwing it around behind the net. Trying to come out. Spinning shot by Dowd. Puck comes free and Kokoniemi gets it to the high wall. Carrier is able to backhand it out. And we've got... Did it go into the bench or did he backhand it out of play? It's looking like he just put it into the bench. But that is a horrible decision by Orlov. You got Tom Wilson coming down the low boards with speed, and he decides to make a play on the puck, move in the opposite direction. That is something. And then Anderson ends up on his belly. Like, oof. Not great so far. I mean, able to keep it 0-0, but not great. That play by Orlov to let Wilson just walk in was unbelievable. Way too aggressive. Puck gets in for the Hurricanes. Aho gets tripped trying to move to his left on the boards. No call. Aho tries to center it as it comes back down. Not able to connect. Burns keeps it in. But the Capitals are going to come right back the other way. Anderson out of his net to play it. Kicked forward, and Aho's going to head back to neutral. Pass to the high boards, and the Hurricanes are in. Trying to center it. Puck ends up down low. Up to the high point. Goshtapahir sends it back down. Battle on the low boards. Washington takes the highway out and gets it deep. That's Eller forcing his way down. Puck comes out front. Anderson makes the save, loses the puck, and gets help from his defenseman. Goshtapahir. Rosalick tries to get it down. Can't. Now it's a foot race. Mangiapane. If that puck came out towards the net instead of staying in the corner, Mangiapane wins that race. Dude. Is that Aho bailing him out right there? Because Anderson made a great save, but he dropped the puck. Nope, it was Walker coming in and kind of helping to save the day. 17-17 to go in the first. Shots are 3-0 Washington. And so far, it looks like we're holding up okay. Shot from the high point misses everybody. Puck to neutral and all the way back. No icing as Anderson plays it around to the low boards. Trying to get up the wall before taking a hit. He fails, but gets the shot anyway. And as we've been saying, if you're going to get hit, you might as well make the play and get hit. Puck down the low boards in the Capitals zone. They get it through neutral. No icing all the way back. Orlov gets it out of danger. Burns kicks it high. Kokoniemi dumping it deep, chasing it down. Logan Thompson gets it to Carlson, and the Capitals not able to get it out. A battle with Goshtaby here down low. Now the Capitals behind their own net. Getting challenged. Carrier able to get it to the high point. Pass to the top of the high circle to the net. Logan Thompson makes the save. Kicks it away. And if the Capitals hurry, they have an extra man. Nope. Into the skates. They dump and chase. And go for a change. Goshtaby bringing it back under the pressure of Ovechkin. Moves into neutral. Kicks it high. From the red line. Carolina dumps it deep. Svechnikov challenging in the low corner. And Ovechkin at the high corner ends up going down as he plays the puck. Got that old man body weight a little bit too far forward as he crashes to the ice. Svechnikov with a hit, but the Capitals are going to get it out and into neutral. Ovechkin in from the high point, goes all the way across the ice, just out of the reach as Svechnikov takes it. Goes back the other way. Does not last long as we are going back and forth from zone to zone. Orlov, Carolina takes a shot, hits a skate out high. Roy doing a good job getting in the way. He has to do it again here. Trailed all the way around, and Slavin cannot get the puck past Logan Thompson. That place is going nuts right now celebrating the goaltender. Or, sorry, maybe not. I forgot we're in Carolina. My brain already shut down. There's so much red in the crowd. I forget that Carolina's red too. Whoops. Anyway. Radish plays it down the low boards. Kicked out, and it is going to go back to the Hurricanes. Stankoven gets it clear. And we have an offsides as Radish tries to enter the zone. Face off to neutral. So 14-13 to go in the first. Shots are 4-2 Washington. And as of right now, no big advantage either way. I mean, the danger chances against Carolina have been much better. There's been, I guess you can call 2 of the 4 high danger. Oh, they just took a shot from Carolina. I was going to say, I don't remember anything really being too risky for Logan Thompson. Flipping over to the stats real quick. Washington already has 5 block shots. That's one of the least surprising statistics I've seen. They have been doing so good about shutting down the shooting lanes and forcing everything wide or to hit them. And Carolina cannot figure that out. If they figure out how to cut Washington's block shots in half, they score 4 goals a game. As good as Thompson is. And right there, Thompson covers up off a tip from a shot from the high point. And it looks like commercial break. Just over 6 minutes gone in the first period. So, face-off so far, 3-5 in favor of Carolina. Hits are 4-2 in favor of Washington. We'll see that change. Like, whether it's 0-0 or Washington goes up, you will see those hits change in the second period, like, quick. I'm kind of waiting for something. Like, so far, I've actually been, for the most part, rather impressed with Washington's ability to not do stupid shit and get in trouble, like, or cause penalties or just little cheap shots. You know, the typical going at it with people. Montreal was a great example of going a little too far. But I actually don't blame Washington for that. Montreal, good Lord. Montreal went in with the sole purpose of pissing off Washington, and they succeeded. When you're that much smaller than the other team, it's not the best idea. They won. I will give them that. But they couldn't do it for 4 games enough to win. Like, if the series went to 7, those guys would have been on stretchers by the end of it. Sorry. Looking at Washington, 5 block shots. So again, it was like 33-36 or 33-31 in game 1 and game 2. Going to expect to see it again. Apparently Carolina prefers shooting from out high. Like, I need a breakdown of the shots. Maybe I can find one during intermission or something of shot locations, but I need all shot attempts because everything is getting stopped like in home plate. You know what I mean? Everything is outside the dots, away from the crease. That's where they're hitting bodies. They're not even dropping pucks close to the net to make plays. They're just hitting bodies out on the top of the circles. So Carolina has a lot of shot attempts. They get a lot on goal, but they're weak. Or at least a good majority are weak. So they're easy saves. Shot from the high point hits bodies out front. And Wilson's going to pass it ahead, and out comes the puck. Shot from Carlson goes wide. Oh, it can't. Just came right back out. Puck in. Martin goes for a change. Carlson behind his own net. Washington getting a change in. I will say Carlson looks out of breath. I think he's going to set up and hit the bench. Pass all the way up. Oh, Kokoniemi tries to get it back through neutral the other way, and that Dowd gets in the way of the puck, forces it into the low corner. Big hit right there by Walker. Who is that? On Duhaime. Just nothing dirty. Real close. Just put his body weight in the right spot and dropped him. Carolina back the other way. Shot around the boards. Trying to feed it out off the rebound was Carrier. And it just doesn't quite connect. Gosh to be here from his own blue line. Under 5.5, Caps to win. I like that one. That's a good under there, Vegeta's. I think we're going to end up in a 3-1 game. I'm good, buddy. How you doing? Unfortunately, I've actually spent we spent a lot of the day on having conversations with Cox with my internet because it has been so bad. Oh, off the post on a backhand. Who was that? Was that Strome? Yeah, nope. No, sorry, wrong team. That was Svechnikov, 37. So good. Yeah, dude, it has been such a pain. Like, the internet has been trashed for a little bit. But then I had a problem the other day, and then we had a problem last night. I was here. It was funny. I started the stream. Everything was going. I started seeing drop frames. I went and looked on YouTube after a couple minutes, and it said that I hadn't even started the stream. So I was like, all right, that's good. And meanwhile, while that's happening, the feed kept buffering. It would go like 2-3 seconds and buffer. So it was like, great. All of a sudden, it doesn't want to work. But, so, real pain in the ass. That wasn't fun. For a couple games next week, I'm going to be out in the living room just hanging out and watching it on a TV. Just sit there with my phone, do it vertical stream. Kyle Klassen, hi, how you doing? How is what's today, Saturday? I'm losing my days. How's your Saturday going, Kyle? All right, Gosh Spear from the red line dumps it in around the back of the Capitals net. Puck up to the high corner. Little bump down, already off balance. And they're going to call a penalty on it? You got to be kidding me. Capitals into the zone. Dowd all the way around the net from the low side, and the puck goes all the way back and just misses the Capitals' own empty net. They almost own goal on a delayed penalty. I don't know the last time that's happened. Damn, that would have been funny. So Ovechkin from behind his own empty net. Capitals with the extra attacker. Out of the zone they go. Chikrin leaves it for Wilson. Puck comes up through the middle, and that was a big old waste of time as Burns touches it up. 10:14 to go in the first. Shots are 4-3 Washington. And we have a Capitals power play as Burns goes to the box for a tripping. Show that again. It was a delayed penalty. So when a penalty is called, it's the play doesn't stop. Play only stops when the team who is guilty of the penalty touches the puck. And you're not, and then it's not goalie and 5 players, it's 6 skaters. So on a delayed penalty, the other team cannot score on you. As soon as they touch the puck, the play's dead. So you pull the goalie out and you have the extra attacker, and now you play until either you score, it goes out of play, or they touch the puck. So you try and take advantage of that. Now, if you do score on the delayed penalty, that wipes away the power play. "20 seconds gone on the Capitals extra man. Puck dumped in. A couple little pieces of contact. Get a little kiss on the high boards and a little drop by Washington below the net. However, Carolina is able to get it all the way back. Cross the red line. The Capitals set in, and a good play. Knocks the puck down, but he can't get it out. I was slaving. Oh, I think I called Stahl slaving earlier. That's on me. Puck down the low boards, picked off. All the way up. We got a shorthanded opportunity. Backhand and stopped by Logan Thompson. That was Jarvis attacking with a shorthanded attempt. 40 seconds left in the Capitals power play from their own blue line. McMichael passes it ahead. It gets in the zone. Real uptight. Mangiapane gets it circled around to the point. Another shot, and the puck ends up in the glove of Anderson. 8:38 to go in the first. Shots are 5-4 Washington. We've got 24 seconds on the Capitals power play. Best opportunity coming on this pass. And a shorthanded attempt from Jarvis. Just got too close. That's the thing. Jarvis tried to elevate it, just couldn't get it high enough. However, he just got too close. He waited too long to see what Thompson was going to do. And LT's able to keep his glove up and knock the puck away. Puck in neutral as we hit 10 seconds to go in the Washington power play. And the Hurricanes are going to get it deep. Quick pass all the way up to neutral. Dubois sends it up to the high boards. They thought they caught Carolina sleeping. They did not. Puck comes free down low. Stahl takes a hit by Roy. That was a good one. And we have a stoppage. Good penalty kill for the Carolina Hurricanes and a very weak showing for Washington, who now sits at what? 1-for-6 against the Hurricanes. So, some of this is exactly what I expected. Some of this is not. Like, Carolina came right back with those block shots. Now it's 7-5. Washington leading. 55.5% on the faceoff going to Washington. Giveaways are 3-1 Washington. Damn. Oh man, that just ran. Dude, I'm so irritated. Like, I'm already irritated about watching the game tonight, which is never good. I mean, hits are 10-6 Carolina, but the only hits I've seen actually be strong enough to have an effect or timed well enough to have an effect have been from the Capitals. The hit that Roy made on, I just called it out. I can't remember who he hit Tanner Hall. That was a perfect hit. That's one that you add to the boards and we watch again later, because trying to keep it in the blue line as Carolina's working out. Pass comes to Hall. He's not looking up the ice, and as he turns, he gets blasted by Roy in the open ice. Perfect. Puck goes the other way. So, again, been seeing a lot of hits. Dude, the game yesterday, was it Florida-Tampa? Not Florida-Tampa, Florida. Yeah, Florida-Toronto. Florida had 62 hits. That's our second 100 plus hit game of the playoffs. Ended up with 105. That game was fun to watch. Florida is dirty as shit, and it makes me mad because I want to like Florida. I was born in Florida. I was a Panthers fan originally in the 90s. I want to be a fan. They have very talented people. They are also dirty as shit, and it's starting to piss me off. It's like watching Edmonton play. Puck all the way back for the Capitals after the face-off from neutral. Just going to sit behind the net here. 7.25 to go in the first. Pass all the way up. Gets tipped. And Kokaniemi takes a hit from down, protects the puck, works it up to the high wall, and almost everybody misses it, but Carolina does get it out. Trying to make moves on the high baseline, not able to complete it. However, puck stayed in, up high. And we have a stoppage. Sorry, I'm trying to look. Blake, that's just another guy I always forget, man. And I don't know how, because the guy is very talented. And he has very much been involved. Oh, shit. Jesus, bro, while we were talking about stuff, I totally missed that you put 50 on Vegas. I think that may be a silly bet, brother, but for me, then you know how I'm pulling for that one, man. Chikrin takes a shot, misses the net. Capped in by McMichael. Carlson puts it to the high wall. Chikrin trying to dump it deep to the Bois. And a good battle under the net. Carolina comes away with the puck. Martinook sends it to neutral. A little bit of contact there by Stahl on Dubois, but Capitals come back the other way. Jarvis able to get it up to Burns, who swats it on the wall. Svechnikov taking it through neutral, gets blasted in the back by Tom Wilson. The crowd wants a penalty, but the crowd is fucking stupid because you're allowed to do that, guys. It wasn't a cross check. It wasn't into the boards. It was open eyes. Oh, Ovechkin up close after a fumble for a third time, and the puck ends up out of play. Carolina in front of their own net fumbles the puck as Ovechkin's coming in, and they give 3 attempts to one of the most dangerous men on the ice. Or, sorry, the most dangerous man on the ice, especially from right on top of the crease. And Anderson makes 3 good stops as Ovechkin tries to beat him low. Oof. Carolina's starting to show some open seams here, and or some loose threads, and Washington is absolutely pulling on them. I was talking about something else before that happened. I don't know, but giveaways are what kill everything, basically. Really surprised that there's only 12 hits. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at block shots. I was like, holy shit, how have there only been 12 hits? There have been 20. There's been 12 hits for Carolina alone. Now, Washington not capitalizing on that power play. We'll have to see, because not only did they not capitalize on it, they did horrible. There is not much to work on there. It's like, okay, reset from 0, pretend that one didn't happen, and try again. I thought Jarvis was going to beat LT. I really did, but of course, the fucking monster, the machine, the brick wall, Logan Thompson just doing what he does. So far, a great game. Again, not a whole lot of shots coming on net, but a couple of great opportunities each way shut down by the goalies. Is that 5:45 to go in the first. And the shots are 6-4 Capitals. Face off to the right of Anderson. Washington wins. Shot comes up close, and Ovechkin misses the rebound off the left pad save of Anderson. Blake on the high board getting pressured. Capitals have it top of the low circle. Shot. Rebound off of the right pad of Anderson, and the puck goes back to the point. Right up front again. Burns gets it to the high corner. Looked like Ovechkin got a high stick. I'm guessing they're saying follow through. Because I honestly didn't see the high stick, but that's got to be the assumption. He's bleeding. Like, dude, he got right up close. Great attempt, but he just couldn't get that rebound. Did he hit the puck, though? Because it looked like he at least touched the puck. But if he didn't, that obviously should have been a 4-minute double minor. But if he was lucky enough to touch the stick, or touch the puck, that's a follow through. Puck up and out of play. 4:51 to go in the first. But yeah, like, the shot that Ovechkin took was definitely a high stick. However, again, Burns looked like he touched the puck, and that's all that you need to stop it. Or to negate it. Face off to the right of Thompson. Carolina wins the puck, but sends it down low where Capitals recover. Delayed offsides, and we're back. Carolina tipping it deep into the zone. Ooh, Ellers just went down hard. And now he's that should be a penalty. He just took down who was that? Walker. That should absolutely be a penalty on Eller for a hold against Walker. I guess both sides are just going to go to the box. I mean, from what I saw, he went to the boards. Ellers didn't like that somebody touched him, so he just wrapped around him and yanked him to the ice. Under 4.5 to go in the first. Shots are 9-4 Washington. As we inch our way to another scoreless period, Carolina gets it out across the blue line and loses it as he gets low. Martin Hook had a chance to set up Jarvis, but the puck is taken away by the Caps. Carlson dumps it deep all the way around. Chatfield trying to get it out. He will get it to Jarvis, who will take it through neutral to Orlov, trying to cut up the middle. Takes a shot. Fought off by LT. Puck to the high corner. Jarvis up the wall. Leaves it back in the corner for Stahl. Stahl gets it down to Martin Hook. He's trying to center it. He ends up taking it to the point. All the way across the blue line. Orlov down the low wall. Coming right back to Orlov. Puck bounces out to the middle. And Chatfield is able to stop the breakaway attempt. Chatfield trying to get out of his own zone, waiting for the change. Orlov all the way across neutral, dumped in. Svechnikov chasing with Aho. Puck ends up on the low boards and out. Turned over right at the red line. Somehow kept under control. Right back to the guys in black and set across into the Carolina zone. Coming up to the low point. Hesitation. Van Riemsdyk shoots. Misses the net. Sandin gets it down low where Burns ends up with it. Strome challenging Burns. And he's able to settle and get away. Stretch pass all the way up to Blake. Eventually gets it into the zone, but not too deep as the Capitals come all the way back off of a tip. Gostisbehere up the high wall. Gets it out. Roy all the way back in his zone. Flubs the pass back. Kokoniemi there to get it. Shot and saved by Logan Thompson on William Carrier. And we have a stoppage, some kind of penalty. Is it 2 minutes? What? What was the... I got to assume it was the penalty. It looked like the ref who stopped it, but I didn't see what it was. Anderson is doing fantastic. So is LT, but he hasn't been challenged nearly as tough as Anderson has. Unactive goalies, damn. All right, face off, just neutral of the Capitals blue line. And Carolina wins it all the way back into their zone. Walker setting up behind Anderson. All of Washington playing up on the press. And Carolina gets it in behind LT. Up the low boards, Mangiapane passes it across the ice, and now the Capitals come in 2-on-3. Good pressure by, I think, who's that? Walker. Walker has been so active in this game, yet I still cannot get his number and name to stick in my head. All right, Gostisbehere waiting for the change. Working it out up the middle. Passed up to Svechnikov, just outreaches him. That was a great entry. That pass was so close. Coming around the back of the net, Burns backhands it on LT, and it is stopped. Somebody left his stick in his blocker, so he just threw it over the backside of the net. Dude, I love it, but goalies are such divas. Yeah, this playoffs, LT is second in goals allowed and first in save percentage. Anderson is first in goals allowed and second in save percentage by 1,000th of a point, 930 to 931. But LT's letting over 2 goals a game, and Anderson's letting up 155. Now, he was out a little bit while Kochetkov came in after he got hurt, but still. Puck all the way back. Chatfield chases it behind his own net. Takes the high wall out. Svechnikov gets it in. Blake on his right gets it deeper. Challenged. Blake gets it to the center. Carolina can't get the puck away for a shot. Washington doing a great job collapsing on the puck. Chatfield again out of his own zone, takes the high wall. Aho tips it, does not get it out. Chatfield now battling with Dowd. Aho to help. Blake in to help. And Hurricanes, Orlov fakes skating it up into neutral. Tom Wilson is up his ass. He gets it to Chatfield and out. And Chikrin from his own zone gets it to Tom Wilson. And we got an offsides because he decided to make an extra move at the blue line. I didn't even look at the time. I was just enjoying this hockey. We got 1.8 seconds to go in the first period. So you get the timer ready to go. And start. There we go. Alrighty, so we are at first intermission, and how are we feeling right now? I mean, it looks just like every other Washington-Carolina game. I've got to be honest. Except maybe not quite as hard-hitting. There's been a few. Washington started off pretty hot with the block shots, but then the attempts, honestly, the Carolina got a couple more through. I mean, they had 5 block shots when Carolina had 2 attempts. Now they have 8 block shot, and Carolina has 6 on goal. Sorry, Carolina had 2 on goal. Now they have 6 on goal. So I just messed that all up. Anyway, so there was the Hurricanes have to find a way to get through the bodies. And the best way, well, maybe not the easiest way, but move the puck in. They are very good at setting up against Carolina. Or, sorry, against Washington. The thing that's challenging them is Washington is very fast when it comes to closing in on the puck. And you, like, as the puck comes to the center, you just see 3-4 guys come right in on it. You see the sticks, you see the skate. It's just complete chaos right in front of the crease. And so they need to try and draw Carolina out either into the corners or out to the boards. And then just set up quick pass, boom. Pass, boom. But they've got to try. I will say Washington is being very good about not following, about staying disciplined. And we'll just leave it at that. Because as soon as space opens up in the middle, that's going to be really bad news for Washington. The couple of times it's happened so far, Logan Thompson has been fantastic. And same with Anderson, really. Like I said, both goalies have been outstanding so far in this series, and it has by far been my favorite series to watch because of the fact that the goaltenders are out of their damn minds. And their defense doesn't always help them out, but when they do, it is in some serious, like real clutch times. Um, why do you think CPA? Um, oh, Caps are plus 170 right now. Um, I think LT is better, mainly because I think Logan Thompson is better than Frederick Anderson. I just I like Anderson. He's proven how good he is, but I truly believe Logan Thompson is a better goalie. So I have that for the Caps. Things have stayed fairly clean. If Washington decides they're just going to beat the shit out of Carolina, although Carolina won't take it and they will start going back, I just think Washington will outlast them. Again, just a little bit bigger. But the big reason is they're averaging 34, 35 block shots in the, first two games. They went 33, 36, I believe, for block shots. If Carolina can't find a way to get around the bodies, then that's just going to keep going. And the big thing is if Carolina can't work the puck inside to get those closer shots, they are going to continue. Washington will continue to have 33 block shots. Like I said, so far, Washington has been very good about staying disciplined when it comes to the center of their own ice. They shut down the top of the crease. They got no problem blasting guys to get them out from in front of their net. And they keep their sticks on the ice when chaos erupts. When it's total chaos drill right in front of the crease, Washington sticks are more effective. The big things that are again, each team has one power play goal as we go into Washington having the only power play of this game. So power plays are really going to make a difference. Again, I was actually surprised by how what happened in Montreal with the Capitals was, in my opinion, Montreal's fault. They wanted it, they got it. So far, Carolina has not pushed the limit. They've gotten a good amount of hits, but they've been good hits. And I feel like Washington is just waiting for Carolina to fuck up, to be honest with you. Caps are normally better in the second, third periods. Yeah, so plus 170 right now seems good. Plus, they have 9 shots on goal. Carolina has 6. Right, but you also have to look at the, like I said, Carolina has 6 shots on goal. Washington has 8 block shots. Washington has 9 shots on goal. Carolina only has 5 block shots. So Washington's doing a better job of getting the puck to Anderson. And if you've looked at what's been happening, Anderson has been more, what's the word? Let's call it animated in the net. He's been on his stomach twice already. He's been spun around in the net looking for the puck. Logan Thompson just looks more comfortable. So I see, yesterday there were like 3 or 4 shots that went off the skates and they ended up being like own goals essentially because the rebound went off a player and into the net, or a tip went off a player into the net. I feel like Anderson, just the way the game's been going, that I feel like that's how Anderson's going to get beat on the first one. But no, I just really comes down to the goaltending. As I'm watching the game, the Capitals they look faster than Carolina. You had the one good break by Jarvis. Again, if Jarvis didn't wait as long to get that backhand off, he would have had room to go up high. But he just got way too close, and Thompson made a great stop with the glove. But again, everything he's doing, Logan Thompson is doing, is completely under control. And Anderson's had a couple of chaos moments. Again, Carolina at home is not to be messed with. Like, I definitely understand that, especially when they've already won a game in overtime in Washington. However, scored late in the third. Um, for the second game, they definitely did a lot better. They let up one and then just kind of went into attack mode. But again, 2-1. I don't know. If Washington starts doing what they usually do, and like, now again, everything's coming off of what I'm hoping for or expecting from the teams, and Washington is not playing how I was expecting them to play. I especially going into Carolina, you just lost 3-1 at home. Be a little angry. Don't be emotional. Stay disciplined so that you're not caught, you're not giving up bullshit power plays. But come out attacking. Do what you did to Carolina, but without the penalty BS. Yo, no worry, Vegeta. Welcome back, brother. But if Washington needs to piss off Carolina, because Carolina will react. Making some nachos, nice. And like honestly, the same advice can be given to the Hurricanes. Just go piss off Washington, nag them, touch them, poke them in the shoulder. Every time they go up to your goalie, push them out of the way, piss them off, make them react. Because both teams have the ability to stay disciplined, but both teams have the ability to really fuck it up too. Taking under 4.5. Every now, I would. I mean, again, this series 4 is actually not bad, but I wouldn't have taken under 4. 4.5 maybe. 5.5 is a safe bet. Like, that's a smart bet. I'm cycling through what we just watched for the most part in the first period. Yeah, Carolina has to find their way into in between the dots and just get those shots closer. Again, a big thing that's happening for Carolina and why Washington has so many blocked shots is that Carolina is shooting so much from outside and they don't even see a shooting lane. They're just throwing the puck to the net because guys are just battling and they get hit in the back with the puck. So Carolina has to spend just that little bit more time opening up these shooting lanes. They hold on to the puck a little too long. Vegas does the same thing. Like, this is all stuff I can say about Vegas too. But couple more passes, limit the hold on the puck. If you've got a bunch of space, then make sure you're moving the puck. Stop hanging out. It's like, stop staying on point. If they're giving you room, move the puck around. You can go back high if you need the bailout, but start working it closer. Don't stay up high waiting for a play to develop and waiting for some guy to close in on you. Like, be in control of the distance you're shutting down. And also, Logan Thompson can be beat down low. That is not your high percentage against Logan Thompson. And I'm bitching about this the same way to the Golden Knights about Pickard. These guys are not guys that you beat 5-hole very often. Yes, it happens. But the way you beat them is from the waist up. Like, you have to get over. Like, a perfect example was Jarvis's kind of breakaway attempt where he got the backhand. He tried to go over the pad right where LT can make the glove save. You can't beat him down low. If he would have cut, I mean, he was under pressure, but if he'd have taken about a foot off of his distance, cut that angle harder and backhanded, he would have developed the space to go high. And that's where LT loses. Now, for Anderson, the big one with him is get the puck off of his pads. Like, again, if you're going to be shooting from distance, then have it be 2-on-2, 2-on-3, then shoot from distance and keep it down low. Don't let him just freeze it. Don't let him, blocker it. Put it down low, put it off his pads, as long as you have somebody crashing the net behind you. If you're coming in opposite sides and the guy just keeps crashing as you lock up, cut towards the net, and let one fly low on the ice, it is Anderson gives pucks up to the center. He gives pucks up right back out front. Use that to your advantage. And besides that, I mean, otherwise, both teams are playing well enough. Really, really need to limit turnovers. So far, a pretty good job of limiting penalties. Again, I kind of want to see that. I want to see Ovechkin getting hit in the mouth again, because it was definitely a high stick. He definitely bled. However, in the one replay I saw, and in real time, it looked like a follow through. I don't know if he hit the puck. If he touched the puck even a little bit, then it absolutely is a follow through, no matter how bad it looks. If he didn't touch the puck, then it should have been called, and it should have been a double minor. At this point, it's kind of an is what it is situation, because it didn't happen. Started the timer and then decided to sit here and hang out for a while. So 11 of 19 face-offs going to Washington. Carolina has been leading on that in that sense. Like I said, the stats on the last couple of games, for the most part, besides block shots, make it look like Carolina should be the one winning these games. However, I see a break happening. I just see Washington being able to figure out Anderson, but like in a more productive way than 1 or 2 goals a game. I'm happy with winning, but damn, no goals. Dude, it's been a fantastic game. See, here, that's actually a good talking point, since we only have a minute or two left. But a lot of times, no goals suck. And there are a lot of people I've talked with that are not hockey fans, because they're like, oh, you've been watching for 20 minutes and no goal? And it's like, yeah. And trust me, I say that about soccer every now and then. The difference is it's a 200-foot rink instead of a massive field, so things develop a lot faster. But people will watch and be like, man, there's no goals. It's like, yeah, because there are 2 types of 0-0 games. There are the absolutely sloppy, what the hell am I watching? Like, maybe 2 bottom of the barrel teams playing each other. And then you have a goalie display. Anderson and Logan Thompson have been a goalie display. And that's what makes the game... that's what makes the difference in the 0-0 game. Both teams are playing well. Both including this game, 3 games have been extremely good. Professional hockey. Stuff you can learn from. Stuff you can watch and rewatch. Very, very skilled players on each side. And then you have 2 of the most talented goalies, number 1 and number 2 in the playoffs so far. You got Logan at like a 205 goal against average, which is second, and a 930 save percentage. And then you've got Anderson, which is first. And then you've got Anderson with a 155 goals allowed average, which is first. And he's got a 931 save percentage. So 1,000th of a point keeps LT in favor. Otherwise, Anderson would be the better goalie. Like, it has been, I don't know. This series has been phenomenal. Again, I expected Washington to come out very differently than they did, and that's for the most part why I probably would have taken them in this game. And again, 2-1, 3-1, exactly what it's been. Probably 3-1 with the empty net. But I expected them to come out pissed. I expected that the Capitals to come out ready to go. And I mean, they've been playing good hockey. Don't get me wrong. It's not about that. However, they have not played in the way that I expected. I expected a lot more. But again, I do give credit to Washington for coming out disciplined. I have never been a fan of Washington, never been a fan of Tom Wilson, but watching this playoffs has made me like, you know what, guys? Okay. There's still been a couple of things, but I'm like, I'm willing to be nice. And I never thought I'd say that about Wilson or the Caps. All right. We were taking safer bets anyway, bro. So let's go exactly there. Yeah, just get a little bit, win the safer bet so you can get a little bit extra dumb money. Yeah, offside. Sorry, icing on the Hurricanes. I forgot who was playing for a moment. That's one thing when we were watching yesterday. Which game was it? It was. I want to see. It was the Panthers in Toronto game. While we were watching that game yesterday, you could see, and the reason I preach about hitting, you could see Toronto getting scared of Florida and bailing out of plays so they wouldn't get hit, which is funny because they got hit 80% of the time anyways, which brings me back to if you're going to get hit, make the play. It's like football receivers. If you're going across the middle, you're going to get blasted, dude. You might as well make the catch. It's the same here. You might as well get the puck where you want it to be if you're going to get hit. Third straight scoreless first period. Hey, cheers, buddy. All right. I don't even know if I can. Hang on. Oh, okay. Nice. You're an Ovi fan. Got it. Man, puck goes off of the outside of the Carolina net, up out of play. Sorry about that little break there. I had to translate and see. There's our boys. Petrangelo, Stoney. I don't know who that is. I think that's Pearson. That might have been Korzak, but there's Carly. Just over a minute gone in the second period. Shots are 9-6. Washington face off to the left of Anderson. Capitals win it. Pressured on the high wall. The wall sends it down. Grabbed by Carolina. Worked up the high wall all the way back, and we have an icing. Face off goes back in front of Anderson. Sorry, I'm like, I know this guy's name, but my brain just completely shut down on me. And I finally hit like a brick. Aho versus Dubois. Capitals win it. Chychrun makes a good move to buy some space at the blue line. Aho possibly getting away with a bit of a hooking against Dubois, but it was a good battle to get to the corner before Wilson loses it, and Carolina gets across the red line into the zone, working up a big shot on the ice, and Logan Thompson makes the stop. What a play by Carolina, a miscue by the Capitals, and a good save by Logan Thompson as he grabs the puck up again. Svechnikov getting into it with Chychrun. While Tom Wilson and Aho hug it out. But no, that was a lost the puck. Svechnikov lost the puck just across the blue line. And Chychrun tips it to Slavin, who's crashing with Tom Wilson all over him, but Slavin's able to get it on net. Logan Thompson makes the save. Like I said, a little bit of a flub from Washington. A great job just sticking with the play for the Hurricanes. And another good save for Logan Thompson. Do we got two in the box? Well, we got Chychrun and Svechnikov in the box. Oh, Blake, dude, Dubois just straight punched Blake in the face. Oh, Wilson. I thought Wilson and Aho just kind of grabbed each other. It looked like Wilson punched Aho in the face. That's actually pretty impressive. Blake goes to the box. You got a mutual penalty for roughing. And Blake goes to the box for taking a left jab to the chin. Gotta love this game. And Dubois is a head taller than Blake and literally punched him in the mouth and made him double over. Blake's in the box talking shit. Gotta love hockey. 4-on-4. Capitals into the zone. Strome at the blue line. Works its way down low. Shot on net. Anderson gloves it. Leaves it behind his net. Aho has it. Working their way out of the Carolina zone. Aho at the red line. Inside. Cutting around the back of the net. Takes a shot from Roy, but gets the puck up. And Slavin misses it. Puck goes all the way out. Burns across his own blue line to the high wall for Slavin. Back to Burns across the Caps blue line. Working the low wall. Loses it under pressure by McMichael. Oh, and Sandin. I always forget Sandin. Puck behind Anderson. Svechnikov has it. Pressured by Tom Wilson. Turns it over to McMichael. Trying to get it out front. Carlson shoots. Stop by Anderson. And Tom Wilson falls over trying to reach the puck. Good job, Anderson. But like I said about those rebounds, that is the perfect example. Anderson gives up rebounds to the middle. Tanner Hall beats Chychrun back. But Capitals are going to take it out into neutral. All the way up to Dowd on the low wall. He's in the low circle. Looking for the pass. Circles around all the way up at the blue line. Barely keeps it in, but does a good job too. And now Ovechkin behind the Carolina net goes off the cage. To Dowd. Across the blue line. Top of the high circle. Gets pressed into the wall by Chatfield. Coming to help. Carolina going back the other way. Coming to help was Stankoven, and Stankoven ends up taking it into the zone. Van Riemsdyk takes a shot behind the net as he loses the puck. Stankoven to the point. Big shot by Goshenbehere, misses the net. Rebound off the backboards, comes out front. Not able to clear is Dubois, and finally the Capitals get it across, get it out, and ice it. 15.5 to go in the second. Shots are 11-8 Washington, and we are facing off in front of Logan Thompson. Oh, forgot something. Face off won by kind of nobody. Carolina's able to keep it in, though. Battling on the high boards, Van Riemsdyk. Oh! That looked like it might have been a tripping on Carolina, but all I saw was a body go flying. Jarvis trying to work it out from behind his own net. He does. Martineau gets stopped. Washington has it, shot from a hard angle, and Alexiev is stopped. Sent all the way around. Mangiapane making moves. Puck gets loose, but he's able to get it to the point. Passes it down. Radish and Burns battling. Puck comes out, and Carolina is able to get it clear. But they end up icing it. More stoppages. A lot of stoppages this period. Could just be me, but I feel like we had a little bit, I've been enjoying a little bit faster hockey. Pace has been great. Like I said, the stoppages are what's killing us. Face off to the right of Anderson. Strome. Guys, what? Drop the puck. Loses it to Stahl. And Burns is able to get it clear. And we have another icing Carolina. They're making it tough, man. They're making it real tough. Face off to the right of Anderson. Won by Carolina, and Burns gets it out without icing. No icing. Let's go. Carolina working out of their own zone. Trying to get it to Jarvis on the low wall. Can't connect. I can't see a number. That's Svechnikov goes and drops Chikrin. Ovechkin back into the zone. He's got Carlson behind him. Chikrin at the blue line tosses it forward for the tip, and Protas can't connect. Protas in the high corner trying to make moves on Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere loses his stick, but he prevents the shot from coming. Chikrin goes right into a skate as Ovechkin's on the ice. Not sure what happened there. Svechnikov not able to beat. I think that's Dubois that just put pressure on. Capitals controlling in the Carolina zone. High puck in. Thought that would be a hand pass. It is not. Capitals go right back, and Chatfield, pressured by McMichael, gets it to the high corner. And Carolina, Blake into the zone. Carrier loses his skates as he goes into the low corner. Good battle happening. Up to the low point. Shot. Bouncing puck ends up in LT's glove. Aho is up front battling for position, but that thing hit about 3 people and found its way to the net. Oh, yeah, it looks like Burns just lit up Ovechkin. Of course, they go to commercial at the worst possible time. We were about to see the money shot from that hit. All right, take a look at some stats. Let's see where we're sitting at. 12:45 to go in the second. Shots are 12-8. Washington, 53.6% of the faceoffs going to Washington. That's 15 of 28. Uh, Carolina has 4 penalty minutes. Washington has 2 penalty minutes. And we have 1 power play that is 0 for 1. That is Washington's. Hits are 22-20. So Carolina coming out ready to go. They're waking up a little bit more than Washington is. Block shots are 8-7 Washington. Giveaways 5-4 Washington. And takeaways are 2-1 Carolina. 3 shots apiece so far in this period. As we wait to come back from commercial. So far, Rory has been big. Chikrin has been very active. Ovechkin's been active. Carlson has been very, very involved. Strome, Eller. And for the Hurricanes, Svechnikov doing his thing. Jarvis has been active. Carrier's getting dirty down low. Kokaniemi is all over the place. Aho is all over the place. Burns, Walker, Chatfield. They really do. Carolina really does have a team that's getting involved all over the ice. Not one person is overly standing out. But they need to get Aho and them going. Like, Carolina can score. And don't get me wrong, I love LT, my favorite goalie. But Carolina can score. They can beat them. They just got to stop staying low. Get more bodies in front of the net. Cause disruption. Don't let Washington bully you in front of their crease, which is hard to do. Having to wait to go back on sides. Kokaniemi goes up in the air. Blake down low trying to fight for it, and a hit. I don't know who that was. Puck up front. Carolina keeps it in. Circling back up the wall to the point. Shot. And Kokaniemi's shot goes into the net. I think that's who actually just made that hit. He got the worst of it by far, but it was a good attempt. In the playoffs, Brindamer's record is 29-13 at home. On the road, he sucks at 14-25. So winning one, for the coach to have that kind of wrecked of a record, or for the team to have that bad of a record on the road, winning one of the first 2 in Washington was huge. Shot by Chatfield, gloved by Logan Thompson. 12:02 to go in the second, and if this period takes any longer, I mean, that would suck. I got nothing. It's not like I'm not going to sit here and watch it. Roslovic. Can't see who he's going against. Eller. So Capitals get it all the way back in the Carolina zone. Chatfield pass stopped by the stick of Eller. And Capitals are set up in the Carolina zone. A good stick out high by the Hurricanes. And that was Hall. However, Chatfield was not able to get it clear as the puck came to him. High corner. Radish making moves. As right in front of the net, Chatfield just hit the ice hard. Coming up, Carolina gets a good tip, and they're back the other way. Big hit. Van Riemsdyk comes in and just leveled Stankoven. Again, dude, Carolina going nuts, but, y'all, that's a clean hit. If you are skating away from me and I'm able to catch you and blast you in the back so hard you eat ice, should have been faster. Like, you shouldn't have been standing there. Washington has it back in the Carolina zone. Dubois in the high corner. Battling against Jarvis. And Dubois creates the space to get towards the net. Fought off. Great job by Jarvis. And we've got, I'm not sure if that was offsides or into the boards. However, face off in neutral zone. Alrighty, bring the summary up here. Face off on the high capital side of neutral. Gotta get a new puck. Strome versus Stahl. Washington comes away with it. I gotta stop doing that. Puck comes up the low boards into the zone. It was not tipped. And we have an icing. Face off. In the capital zone. Ovechkin's bitching about it. But puck's coming all the way back. Can we please go like 4 minutes without a stoppage? Pretty please. Pretty, please. Face off won by the Caps, but Carolina gets it off of the high boards. And lost to Sandin, who gets it to Ovechkin, who gets it out. And we have an icing on the Washington Capitals. Dude, Burns blasted Ovechkin, and that was just a good, clean hit. Svechnikov ends up hitting Carlson right in front of him. Carlson gets it back. And again, we don't have an icing. Puck comes out front, and it is missed by everybody. Carolina headed up the other way. Right through the gut. Little move to the low boards. Svechnikov gets it to Burns. The shot is saved and frozen by Logan Thompson. Everything for Carolina is coming from up top. You can't have everything coming from up top. But that is the plan for Carolina. They've had one shot inside the dots that I remember, and that was the Jarvis breakaway attempt. But it's not like the Caps are doing a whole lot better. Like, everybody's just hitting bodies out high. Dude, hits are 26-21. This is what I expected that many hits after the first period, to be honest with you. I was a little disappointed in the amount of contact at the from the start of this game, but they do seem to be turning it up a bit. Oh, you know what? I forgot to check something. Let me see real quick. Forgot to check hours of a place. Boom. Go there. Oh, till 11. Okay. I was thinking I'd have to hurry right at 9 o'clock to get somewhere, but nope. I am good. Gonna have a busy week next week. I haven't figured out what exactly I'm planning on, but like I said, I'm gonna be doing a vertical stream so I can walk around the house and cook some food while we're watching hockey. Got a tri-tip. I can do like some kind of birria tacos or something because I've got a chuck roast out there. I wanted to grab ribs or pork belly, but Anyway, we are back to hockey. That Duhaime battling with Orlov to get back into the Carolina zone. Restlevic trying to move it off the wall, gets taken by Dowd. All the way down. Back below the net. Worked up the low wall. And out. And the puck comes off the net. That should be a delay of game, dude. Mangiapane did he just freebie go into the net? Dude, I'm sorry. If you are not checked into the net, pushed into the net, if there is no reason that you went into the net and took it off its pegs, that should be a delay of game. And like I'll give leniency to goalies leaning against the net. Face off in neutral. And that goes up out of play. Good God, bro. What is going on with these stoppages? We can't play 30 seconds of hockey. Washington wins the faceoff, sends it out of their own zone. Alexiev back in his. Sorry, send it into neutral. Puck now, gosh to be here, gets it to Blake. Blake works it all the way across the ice. Just out of reach, but a bad pass. And Carolina can get it deep. Radish just missed that. Had it bounce off his stick. Carolina needs to get some offensive zone time. It's just. I guess it was an icing. I thought Carolina sent it back on themselves. Face off to the right of Thompson, and the Caps come out with it. Radish gets it into the Carolina zone after being held up in neutral. Back the other way. Burns to the Caps blue line. Tipped in deep. Stahl gets it up to the high corner. It's sent back around. Shot. Burns breaks his stick on the low boards. That was a good interruption of that pass. Trying to backhand it towards the net. Goes to the back wall. Somebody's stick just went a mile into the air. I'm not sure what happened there. Dude, that was incredible. Tom Wilson just gets checked to the ice. That should have absolutely been an interference. Whether he has a stick or not doesn't matter. Tom Wilson turned to make a play. Saw dude standing there and just got bumped over. Glove save by Logan Thompson. A little slash up in front of the net. Yeah, Wilson had a good hit on Stahl earlier. He had a great attempt early in the game. That was a pretty good hit on Orlov. That was a great hit on Svechnikov. The crowd can get as pissed as they want. He didn't do it. That is interference, bro. I'm sorry. Like, you could say he didn't do anything, but that was grade A interference. Tom Wilson, guy was going to pick up his stick. Great. It's not, that doesn't give him the right to just blast, dude. Now, if you're going to call it like incidental contact and the guy just kind of like score off of the face-off by Carolina. Sorry, that froze me mid-sentence because I was not expecting it. That is not what I thought. Hang on. I think I forgot to switch these. Whoops. All right, hang on. Damn it. All right. Now I got to get. Okay. But yeah, that was just. I was not ready. I looked up to watch the face off, and I mean, face off comes just off the dot, and Svechnikov skates through everybody. Scoring for the Carolina Hurricanes, Andrei Svechnikov. Blake into his own zone. Sorry, trying to see numbers here. And the puck is going to come out. Protas has it, working up across the blue line. Kicks it to Dowd on the low board. Shot. Stopped by Anderson. Into neutral. Hey, you know what? I took Washington in this game. It's a good thing that I'm used to being wrong. Gosh to be here does a good job keeping the puck safe. Shot goes wide into the high corner. Dude, Washington is letting, goes for a big hit. That didn't end very well. Jarvis tries to feed it to the middle. It's taken away. That should be a tripping. That should absolutely be a trip on Jarvis. Shot. Puck hits the backboards from the stick of Chychrun. And we have a icing, Carolina. I don't understand why that wasn't a trip. But then again, according to the officials hired by the NHL, I have no idea what a penalty is. Carolina wins the faceoff. Jarvis trying to get past Chychrun, and it did not work. Back into the Carolina zone and back ahead, tip deep as the Canes go for a change. Chychrun looking up the low wall. Puck's going to come in with Wilson. Feeding it back to the center, and they're calling it an offsides. I kind of agree with Tom Wilson. I'm confused by that offsides call. Hey, you know what? What I say at the beginning was the way to beat LT was to go above the waist. How does he beat him? Right past here. Oh, man. Very good game so far, though. First break coming off a quick shot from a face-off on the left dot. Man, I'm going to have to slam a sandwich together or something. I did it again. I didn't eat. Go make a shake or something. I gotta admit, I do not know what to expect from this point on other than I want to say a power play goal, but the reality is neither team has been fantastic on the power play. So it'd kind of be silly to think that 5-on-4 would make any kind of difference, you know? Check something real quick. Cool. Just gotta wait for these guys to get back. I can see Washington starting to get a little more pissy, especially now that they're losing. They're going to be less willing to deal with the extracurricular stuff after the whistle. And it's already shown a little bit, but Carolina or Washington has to be better about making sure you're not giving Carolina power plays and beating the shit out of them when you can between the whistles. Mm. 10 straight wins at home when scoring first for the Carolina Hurricanes. Burns tries to work it up the low wall, caught by Strome. No icing as it's sent all the way back behind Logan Thompson. Carlson looking. Off the wall to the red line, picked off by Burns. And it goes up and out of play. Bro, this has been the longest. When we started this period, I'm pretty sure Washington was like 11 for 19 on the faceoffs. No, maybe it was 13. You know, but we didn't have a whole lot of face-offs. Now we're at 43. That was 44. And we're gonna have another one. Can we please get on with this game? Holy shit. Gosh, the spear hits a body. Ehlers gets it through neutral. Carlson takes it into the zone, pitches it forward in a decent attempt for Radish, but had his stick messed with by Gostisbehere. Carolina in takes a shot. Big save, Thompson. But somebody who was at Roslovic had a real good attempt at that rebound and just missed it. Gostisbehere. Back to Roslovic down low. Puck comes down. Mangiapane trying to get it forward. Ends up getting sticked by the Carolina defenseman who almost puts it on net. Martin Hook ends up beating the puck back to negate icing. Going across the ice and puck sent down low by Carrier, but right to the stick of the Capitals. Roy into the Carolina zone. McMichael gets it to the high circle, trying to get it to the net. Chatfield ends up taking out Tom Wilson. Comes out of the zone, back in. Orlov to Chatfield. Chatfield has it bounce off his stick as he takes a double hit by Tom Wilson and Dubois. I can think of a lot more people I'd rather have hit me. Puck into the Capital zone, right back out. Dubois dumps it in. And Carolina back the other way, under 3 minutes. Blake tries to take a shot, and Alexiev stops it with his skate. Kokoniemi sends it up high. Shot comes through the bodies on LT. That's going to be a hooking or a hold. We're going to have a hook on Alexiev. Like, Washington, calm down. You don't need to give them extras. Oh, that's what I was going to do. That's not what I wanted to do, though. Wrong one. I wanted to do... Oh, that's right. Okay. Can't do what I was originally planning on doing. Fuck it. We'll do it this way. I'll have to change that later. Carolina power play. Carolina gets away with it to the top of the low circle. Shot goes off a body into the low corner. Battling for it. Puck comes all the way around from Blake. Svechnikov has it outside the high circle to the high point. Down to Goshtaba here on the blue line. Aho from the low boards. Gets it back from the baseline. Back up high to the point. Goshtaba here to the top of the high circle. Swing missed. Shot goes wide. That was Jarvis, and Jarvis almost gave up the puck on their own blue line. Another shot goes wide. Gostisbehere sends it up, trying to set it up through neutral. Miscommunication between the Hurricanes, but Jarvis is going to throw it to the high wall. Puck comes back into the zone. Blake trying to go back to the low point. Gostisbehere. Big shots from Svechnikov. Stopped by Logan Thompson. Svechnikov gets it back to the blue line. Shot by Gostisbehere, and it hits a skate out front and goes all the way back to the Carolina zone. 40 seconds to go on the Hurricane power play. 1:15 left in the period. And Burns has it at the blue line. Tossed up high to Roslovic. Down to the top circle, and a shot and a score. Hang on. I just got to make sure that's who I think it is, but I can't find him. I'm pretty sure that's Roslovic. Yep, Roslovic just buried one past Logan Thompson. And Carolina gets the power play goal. Whoops. Hey, I'll tell you what. Roslovic just proved me wrong. He went just over the pads of Thompson. And I've been preaching about how it's hard to beat him there, but you know what? He didn't go under him, which is even harder to do, but he beat him lower than what I preach, so you got to give it to him. And man, like I said, I've been wrong before, and I am definitely wrong at the moment. I really thought that Washington, we got a couple penalties coming. I really thought that Washington would figure out Anderson before Carolina figured out Logan Thompson. But that's 100% bias on me because, like I said, that's my dude. That's my goalie. I think Van Riemsdyk got hit with the high stick. I want to say there was a second one against one of the Carolina guys, but it was like he got hit with the high stick, and as he protected him, as he reacted, he hit dude with the high stick. What's happening? Yeah, it absolutely is. That absolutely was his own stick. That is a terrible call. Like the guy they got is an opposite-handed shot. They called a left-handed shot for high sticking a guy on his right side. And you can't review it because it's a 2-minute high stick. That is insane. You got Hurricanes. What about me? To be honest, at the start of the game, I had Washington. At the current moment, I've got Carolina. No, I think I took Washington at the beginning of the game. I honestly believed that Washington would figure out Anderson before Carolina figured out Logan Thompson. And boy, have I been wrong. But this is a big power play for the Capitals. So, like I said, originally I had Washington. Now I'm not as positive. But I'm going to stick with my original choice. Dude, we're going to watch that. So we have started the second period, but we're going to watch a second of that real quick. Roslovic is pissed. But let's see what just happened here. Well, let's go back a little bit earlier. Strome falls over. He's able to keep it in. Puck goes to the high point. Washington circling. Shot by Ovechkin. Little bit of a cross check there on the low side by Carlson on Slavin. So that wasn't it. Oh, come on. Let me go back further. I can't. You suck. I wanted to watch more of that replay. But, dude, very unfortunate for the Hurricanes. They need to stick this one through, though, because that was a terrible penalty. All the stuff that they've been letting go, and they call that. Unbelievable. But, again, as of right now, I am still sticking with it. I think if Washington comes in and scores quickly at the start of the second period, which they have the extra man advantage, right? So with the extra man advantage, if they're able to come in, score fast, then it's going to be a major shift. However, the second Carolina kills that penalty, the ice is all theirs. When they're at home, Hurricane, like that place is going nuts, man. You can just hear it in the crowd. So you got this place going absolutely apeshit every time Carolina touches the puck. So only been one actual power play, I believe, because there's been 2 4-on-4s, if I remember right. I do not remember right. Carolina scored on their power play, and no. Okay, no, we're good. This is the second Washington power play. Okay, I just forgot that Carolina scored on their first one. Man, that's the biggest thing I said earlier was one of the biggest game-deciding things is the power play in this series because these goalies are just so good. Now, granted, LT did something that he's had a problem with since he was a Knight, and I have complained about it or pointed it out or said something. The dude cannot seal a post. Same problem Hill has, same problems Samsonov has. The dude struggles to seal the post, and he had a face-off to his left. Svechnikov comes out, and he can't close that gap down. So, but hey, something happened that I said was going to happen. Capitals have 20 block shots. I said they're going to get 30 again, but that's less about. I mean, obviously it's working, but I feel like it'd be working a lot better if they would stop shooting from the point and shooting from the top of the circles and work the puck in. If you're going to shoot from that far out, at least have a tip set up. Have somebody in front of the net, but for the most part, they don't. End up hitting bodies, and then it's a scramble. Again, seems to be working, but only kind of because, the power play is different than the 5-on-5, and that goal off the face-off was just nuts. Svechnikov had a wide open lane, and he barely even got challenged by the Capitals, so what do you expect to happen, right? Hits at 34-31. I told you it was going to get different. I told you the second period was going to be a lot more hitting, and the third period's going to be worse, especially since Washington's down. They're going to come out, or at least I think. I won't say I hope, but what I expect, what I hope from the Capitals, in the sense that what I'm expecting from the Capitals is that they come out pissed off and they start playing the way they should have started playing from the beginning of the game. And hit everybody, piss off Carolina, get reactions from them. Don't, stay disciplined so you don't give up freebies, which they've done a great job all game. And unleash the will of Tom Wilson, dude. You got to make Carolina scared. And they don't scare easy, but you get Dubois, like, leashes off, go hit him. Tom Wilson, no rules, go hit him. At this point, fucking risk a penalty. You know what I mean? Like, don't do anything stupid or cheap. Don't be headhunting. Don't be doing stupid high stakes or holds or anything like that. But go for the hard hits. Risk an interference. Risk, be holding the guy up on the boards. Risk, like I said, don't take the risk of getting in trouble, getting kicked out of the game, hurting somebody. Like, we're not here to do that. But take the risk of a penalty to stop Carolina. Anderson is 100% the silver or the gold star winner, the number one star right now. And Svechnikov did a great job getting that first goal. He lit the fire, and then Washington fucked up and gave him a power play. Can't do that. Even though, like I said, each team has sucked on the power play, but when they score, you give them a power play on home ice. All the momentum's in their favor. And there you go. All right, where are we at right now? I have not taken any time away from the screen since this game started. So I'm going to do what I usually do. Take a couple of minutes, take an intermission break. Good time to grab some food, grab a snack, a drink, hit the head, whatever you guys got to do. Just take a few minutes, enjoy the intermission show on the game feed if you're watching, and we'll come back in just a couple of minutes. Again, I haven't really moved from this seat much, so I need to get up, get the blood flowing, see what fresh air is like again. I haven't done that in a while, so we will be back again just a couple of minutes. The timer's going to be right about there. You'll know when the third period is starting. So see you guys in just a few moments. Alrighty, y'all. Sorry about that. I just needed a few minutes there. Hopefully, we are looking at a black screen. That is not what we were hoping for. Golden Knights in Edmonton coming up after this. It will be a new stream. So once this ends up finishing up, we will bail out, start up the Vegas stream, and hopefully, fucking enjoy some Golden Knights hockey. Of course, the fact that Arvidsson took out Braden McNabb with no penalty makes it tough. I at least appreciate them not suspending Nick Waugh, which I don't think it should have been suspendable. And the reason I don't is because it was clearly not, at least in my opinion, it wasn't intentional. You can see him. Now, I don't know what his thought was, but you can see him watching the puck and trying to hit the puck and smashing dude in the face. He got exactly what he deserved. Game misconduct, 5-minute major, and got fined like almost $8,000. I think no suspension is fine. I may be biased because I'm a Knights fan. I accept that 100%. But, Arvidsson takes out McNabb and doesn't even get a penalty. So I'm going to try and make it through the Knights game without getting too upset, but I expect some bad things. Puck into the Carolina zone. 50 seconds to go on the Capitals power play. Strome on the low wall, top of the high circle. Down to the low wall. Chychrun swaps out for Strome down low. Shot from the bottom of the low dot. Rebound fought off. Save Anderson, and then the rebound was fought off by Slavin. Puck does not come out. Aho whiffs on the attempt. Chychrun gets it down to Strome low. Burns battling for it, and it is slung out by Aho. 15 seconds on the man advantage for Washington. Capitals into the Carolina zone. Chatfield sends it around. We are back to even strength. Stahl out of the box. Couldn't connect. Caps back in. Quick shot fought off by Anderson. Dubois gets his own rebound in the corner. Gets it to the point. Roy hits a body out high. Tanner Hall making the block on that one. Another shot from the Capitals. Top of the high circle hits a body. Carolina stocking up some blocked shots right now as Roy hits Jarvis way out high. Oop. Back on. Dubois was way offsides. Gave Carolina plenty of time to shut down the space. But Blake loses the puck, and now the Capitals have it in their own zone. Van Riemsdyk battling Blake, gets it out. Tipped in. Anderson to settle it. Comes back around the low boards. Knocked down by Radish. And Tanner Hall ends up with it behind the net. Gets it out high to Kokoniemi. Kokoniemi gets it deep. Blake chasing it down. Van Riemsdyk putting on the pressure. And the Capitals are going to recover. Out of their zone through neutral. Offsides. Delayed offsides. Still delayed offsides. Ehlers, get back. Gostisbehere sends it deep from the red line. And Carolina goes for a change. 3 minutes gone in the final frame of this one. As Washington gets the puck down low. Burns and Slavin fighting for it, and Carolina comes away. Across the red line, into the zone. Board very close to offsides. They get in tight. And they scored. No one on the ice could tell except. Who was it? Hang on, sorry. Robinson. I have been very wrong in these playoffs. I will absolutely admit that. Robinson makes it past Carlson, and what do you know? They beat Logan Thompson up over the shoulder. What a goal. But what did I say? Like I said, I really thought that Washington would beat Anderson first, and I am wrong. We'll see how Washington finishes this game, see if it'll give us a peek into how they intend to play game 4. But as of right now, the Capitals just getting destroyed by the Carolina Hurricanes. Logan Thompson, who has definitely been a fantastic goalkeeper for him, getting beat twice high. And again, that is his weakness. Capitals, Tom Wilson fights the puck up the low boards to Ovechkin, but he loses it to Stahl. Martinook on the way out with with Carrier. And Carrier in the high corner gets it to Martinook. Capitals take it back. Cross the red line. And McMichael gets it taken off of his stick. Just going to go back and forth. And Capitals dump it in. Puck comes right back out of the corner. And Svechnikov is making his way in. Aho against Van Riemsdyk low. Aho comes away with it. Handcuffs Jarvis. Tipped off a Chikrin's stick, and Logan Thompson's going to glove it. 4.5 gone in the third period, and we are 3-0 Carolina. Robinson, made the move from neutral around Carlson. And Chikrin just didn't take a strong enough, I don't know how to call it. It was kind of a weak block attempt. He didn't really try to get in front of the puck. Scoring for the Carolina Hurricanes, Eric Robinson, assisted by Stankoven and Roslovic. Can't remember if I did that for Roslovic's goal, but oh well. Hurricanes into the cap zone, trying to go all the way deep. Robinson putting up a battle. Gossip here saves it from getting too far, and then a turnover by Blake as it comes out of the zone. Dumped back deep. Van Riemsdyk now behind his net waiting for the Capitals change. And they start out. Anderson plays it from behind the net. Dubois charging in at him. And it's out. Martinook, one-on-one. Shoots. Goes wide of the net. Stahl has it in the low corner. Gets it behind the net to Carrier. Gets it out front. Martinook whiffs on the shot. Capitals going back through neutral. A lot of swinging and missing happening here. A lot of guys losing the puck. Ice is just starting to get worse and worse. Down low. Orlov gets it to Carrier on the high wall. Carrier tries to squeeze it to the point. Can't get it through. Caps have it down low. And Sandin whiffs twice on the puck. Roslovic fighting for it. It's just frozen between skates. Starting to come loose. Guys are moving. Still frozen. And it comes out. Gostisbehere down behind the net. Kicked out front by Hall and nobody home. Radish doing work to keep the puck live in the Carolina zone on the low boards. And it's tipped out. Stankoven takes a shot by Roy. Puck coming back the other way. Mangiapane gets it across the ice. Puck into the high corner. Mangiapane puts a little cross check on Gostisbehere. Carolina back the other way, and it's dumped in. Aho chasing it down. Chikrin's there first. Roy has it. He's going to take a hit, but the reverse hit is way more brutal. Roy just doing work. That actually looked a little offsides to me, but the Capitals go for a change as Carolina heads out. Roy just, dude, I'm loving these hits. That's like 3 monsters. Washington gets the puck out. Burns at the red line. Aho from neutral gets it deep. Behind their own net, Washington's Wilson works across the blue line. Good pressure by Orlov. It's a turnover. Robinson shoots, and it's a glove save. Logan Thompson. 12-10 to go in the third. Shots are 19-17 Carolina, and I could not have been more wrong about this game. It happens. I expected more out of Washington. Washington's 0 for 2 on the power play. Shout out to the Carolina penalty kill. Hits at 36-32 Carolina. And I was kind of hoping Carolina would come out hitting more after how the start went, but Washington just that needs to be 52 right now. 23 block shots for the Caps, 11 block shots for Carolina. So what's that make it? 42 shots. And they're getting in front of 32 of them, still allowing 3 goals. I mean, giveaways are low. 9-7 Carolina. That surprises me. I thought they would be a lot higher. But here we are. Very surprised. Very, very surprised. I probably shouldn't be, to be fair. But, yeah, for one thing, again, I don't know what it was. I just thought the Capitals would take it. And, well, I thought after losing 3-1 at home, the Capitals would come into this game pissed off, and that is not what happened. I'll put it that way. They're third period, I said that they're going to start going nuts, especially since they're losing, and that's exactly what happened. But they just waited too long. They trying to nut up into the third period is just, it's too late. Oh, big hit down low. Stankoven just dropped Pavillier. Carolina dumping it in. And right back out into neutral. Here come the Capitals. Up on the high wall. Shot. Easy save for Anderson off the pad. To the low point. Roy. Back down the boards to the back of the net. That should have been a cross-check. How is that not a penalty? Olivier has every right in the world to be pissed off about that one. Roy. From his own zone. Burns settles it. Jarvis tips it in. Sorry, Carriage tips it in. Puck all the way back out. And we're just going back and forth right now. Martinook shoots. Goes over the net. Finally. Got a temporary moment of action. Stahl comes into the zone. And the puck's going back out. Trying to center it. Puck comes free. Big shot. Big save out front. That did not feel good. I'm not sure who that was. I think that was Martin Hook. Just took a shot to the gut. Ten and a quarter to go in the third. Capitals resetting from behind their own net. Puck comes all the way up the high boards into neutral. Flipped in attempt, stopped by the skates of, well, everybody. There's Jarvis and Walker. Yeah, Martinook is not feeling great. It's starting to look like he made it taking one to the jewels, but we'll have to wait till after commercial. If that's the case, that's like the third nut shot we've had this playoffs. But he went diving in to make the save, made a great save. I mean, Caps had it on the low dot, wide open, off a pass, wide open net. And Martinook came out diving in. And that's the difference between Martinook and Chikrin. Martinook just went full body laid out, and it might be a scenario where I hope he had all the kids he wants. But Chikrin he got on a knee, stuck a skate out, kind of stuck his stick out. Like he wasn't dedicated to stopping that shot, and so he didn't. We'll see if that changes for Washington at any point in this game or in game 4, but you got to have the balls, even though that might mean having one of them shoved up into your stomach. I said it was one of those that was like, oh, that couldn't have felt good. And then you see them on the side, and every dude knows that look. That pain look, bent over, where you're not talking, you're just breathing through your mouth. Just like, okay, get the air first. I got to be able to stand up straight. It's like, once I can stand up straight, I know I'm good. It was kind of one of those moments. But yeah, Capitals just are not putting any danger on Anderson. So many of his saves are just easy pad saves, kicked away, puck coming in, he sticks it aside. A couple little challenging ones earlier on in the game, but just. And I mean, shout out to the guys in front of them. Like, especially this period, they have been blocking shots and they have made plays to get the puck out of danger. Gosh, Spear sends it off the back wall. Thompson can't cover it. And the Capitals are going to get it out. Down. Nope, Radish racing in. Walker avoids the hit, moves the puck around. Eller turns, spins, and shoots off the low board. Capitals have a moment. Van Riemsdyk gets beat the other way. Oh, shot. Kokaniemi stopped by Logan Thompson. I keep calling him Thomas. Yep, coming up next, Golden Knights at Edmonton. If you thought the Knights got screwed last game, and reality is that they did, and it's like I say with every other thing, I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't say it about the Knights. The Knights still could have won, and they didn't. However, not calling Eichel getting the high stick in front of the crease was terrible. And the no call with McNabb getting tripped is one of the most egregious no calls ever. It's like, how many guys got to get taken down in the corner and not able to play before we actually get a call? All right, want to see that. We're not going to, but after that face-off, it looked like one of the Caps, either Rory or Chick or somebody, it looked like got slashed and got the stick knocked out of their hands. Yeah, tomorrow is 4:30 and I want to say 6 or it's 4:30 and 7, which again is stupid. Oh no, it's 1:30 and 4:30. Don't know why they would do that, but if you have all of Sunday, you start a game early and you start or I guess never mind. 1:30, 4:30, never mind. I was thinking never mind. 3 hours. I'm okay with that. My brain forgot to do math for a second. Capitals cannot get anywhere. Aho into the zone, top of the high circle. Passes it to the point. Shot breaks the stick of Burns. And Roy has it behind Thompson. Take the high wall out, pass it across the ice, across neutral. Dubois leaves it at the blue line. Shot by McMichael. Hits a skate out high. Aho headed back the other way. 2-on-1 with Svechnikov. To Aho. Shot. Fought off by Thompson. And the Capitals go back the other way. Protas gets it deep. Sends it around to the low boards. Dubois lets it go. Dubois now has it across the blue line. Sends it towards the net. Hits bodies out high. Carlson and Svechnikov fight for it in the corner. Svechnikov wins. Little bit of a bad pass, but it worked out. Orlov battling for the puck. I'm trying to figure out who that was. It was Jarvis. Jarvis gives up the puck all the way down. Shot goes up and out of play. Beauvillier. Whiff. 7:09 to go in the third. Shots at 24-18. Oh, excuse me. Carolina looking to shut out the Capitals. And Stahl gets kicked out. I think Carrier in the battle against Strome. And Carrier wins it. Puck up the high boards. Carrier gets it to Stahl in neutral. Strome just going at Stahl. Eventually separates him from the puck. Van Riemsdyk forgot something when he went to pass it around. Puck comes all the way down. Hits the ref. Battle on the low boards. Puck comes out. Roslovic gets it down low, but the Caps are waiting. Not clear. That was Van Riemsdyk with a good play in front of his own crease. Strome to Van Riemsdyk. Back all the way around to Alexiev. Alexiev behind his own net, waiting for the change to happen. 6:20 to go in the third. And a good stick knocks the puck down. Carolina has an opportunity. Logan Thompson gets the right pad out. Coming around the back of Thompson, Carolina working the puck on the low wall. To the center, swing and a miss by Tanner Hall. Good sticks by Protas. Sorry, good stick by Protas. I can't see the other number. I think that was Dubois who helped him. Carolina shoots, fought off by Logan Thompson. Hurricanes still controlling. All the way down and swinging wide of the net is Stankoven. Dubois putting up a battle. Kokaniemi gets it down low. Puck out to Tanner Hall. Tanner Hall behind the net gets it to the high wall. Shot and fought off, missing the net. Slavin from the low point gets it to the center. Dump to the low corner. Carolina just burning time off the clock. In the Capital zone, finally, Washington gets it out, and the Hurricanes go right back in. Blake, but down behind the Capitals net. Kicks it out high. Gostisbehere here to the high dot. Rebound as Logan Thompson's getting up off the ice. To the blue line. Gosh, the spear. Sends it to the high circle. Making some moves. Puck comes around down low, and Capitals now have it in their own zone. Going for a change. A whiff on the deep pass attempt, or the deep dump attempt. But Washington just looks completely defeated. I don't know the last time I saw this from... I don't know if I've ever seen this from the Washington Capitals. They look absolutely defeated. 3-on-1, and Svechnikov loses the puck. The clearing attempt goes off a skate. Jarvis sends it to the net. Hits Dowd, skates, and it goes up out of play. Dowd going at Svechnikov. See, that's what the Capitals don't need to do. I have been bamboozled. I am very much surprised by the outcome of this game. I expected a lot more from Washington. Let me just triple check to make sure. Looks like we got... They actually left the feed up from up high, so they're showing the big screen. Burns is standing next to the box. I think Svechnikov went to the box. I have to assume that... Who was it? I know I said the name, but now I can't remember who it was for Washington that got... Svechnikov gets an unsportsmanlike, and I'm pretty sure there's a double minor, or whether they call it a double minor or two minors going to the Capitals. Nope, it's just penalty, 4-on-4. Let's see. Svechnikov, we heard 2-minute minor for unsportsmanlike, and they don't have the other one up yet. There it is, Dowd. It was Dowd who went and started shit in the front of the net. We'll probably see it when we get back from commercial. This game is like over. Okay, no, Carolina is getting a power play. See, I just got to wait for the stupid app to catch up. Oh, Ovechkin's getting a 2-minute. So Dowd and Ovechkin to the box, Svechnikov to the box, and Carolina goes on the extra man. Interesting. Dude, hits are 43-37 Carolina. Early on, Washington was hitting at the right time. Now they're just hitting out of frustration. Like, the one goal happened, and they started hitting out of just going to hit people and kind of ignoring the puck. Whereas in the opening frame, they were going and they were destroying people when it was necessary, 4 or 5 times. And it developed plays the other way. Just have not been doing that since. Oh. I was expecting him to give us a penalty explanation, but face off in neutral. Cap, send it back. Gosh, this spear with Jarvis. Here comes Aho. Across the blue line. Hall gets it back to Aho on the low wall. Up to the point. Back to Aho. Shot. And Logan stops it and covers it. 30 seconds gone on the Carolina power play. 3:40 to go in the third. Shots are 25-18 Hurricanes. Face off to the right of Logan Thompson. Carolina wins it. Gostisbehere to the low circle. Jarvis whiffs on the pass attempt. Gets it down low. Blake able to bail him out. Hall from behind the net to the high corner. Back to the point. Gostisbehere to the top of the high circle. Back to Gostisbehere at the point. Gostisbehere shoots. Misses the net. Trying to stuff it in. And he does. Blake shoves it in off the side. And I see somebody down behind the net. I'm not sure what happened, but absolute devastation for Logan Thompson as he gets beat on the post. It's damn. It ends up, Thompson kind of makes the save, but it works his way under him, off his pad, and into the net. And then I'm trying to see what happened. I was trying to see what happened with whoever went down below the net, but they're not going to show it. 3:16 to go in the third. At this point, just leave Thompson in. No reason to get more. You know, you've already gotten it pushed in. You might as well just accept it. Oh, yeah. Scoring. Oh, they don't have it up yet. Hang on. Hang on. The app doesn't have it up yet, so I got to wait until they put the goal on here. And then we'll do the congratulations for whoever that was. Any moment now. Capitals into the Carolina zone. Burns behind his own net. Works it all the way out. Carrier gets it into the Capital zone. Chikrin chasing it down under pressure. He'll get it across his own blue line and head back to the red line. Blue line. Stopped just across the blue line by Orlov. Strome centers it out from behind his own net. Capitals can't connect on the pass. Turnover, turnover, turnover. They just cannot connect on the pass. Ovechkin in. Stopped by Anderson. Orlov gets it from behind the net, and it is out. Van Riemsdyk back to play it. He'll go forward. Pass all the way up into the zone and right back out. Man, the Capitals look really bad right now. Okay, scoring for the Carolina Hurricanes. Jackson Blake with a power play goal, assisted by Gostisbehere and Jarvis. .50 seconds to go in the third. Kokaniemi through neutral. Gets it up to Roslovic. Roslovic on the low wall. Back to Kokaniemi. From the low point, tipped on net to Logan Thompson by Robinson. Wait. Yes. All right, that should have been a hold. Dude, you got to call some penalties here, man. Spear and Mangiapane are going at it. I know I saw a cross check to the face, dude. 9.3 seconds to go in the game. Mangiapane is screaming mad, and I'm pretty sure he's got a reason to be. Let's take a look at it. Oh, yeah, he got the shit cross check. I mean, he got his lower back cross check. Oh, absolutely. Dude, hey, the good thing about me is I'm used to being wrong, dude. This was an absolute disaster from Washington. They let the emotions get the better of them. They stopped hitting with purpose and just started trying to start shit and completely took themselves out of this game. And then Carolina has figured out the way to beat Logan Thompson is up high. Go, elbows and higher, and you're good. Waist or higher, and you're good. You will beat Logan Thompson. And I am surprised that Carolina finally figured that out. Like, seriously. It took them long enough, but they did. But I will say, I expected Washington to be pissed. And again, this is where all of my thoughts came from. I expected Washington to be pissed that they lost 3-1. They're coming into Carolina territory. I thought they would hit like monsters. They had about 7 big hits, maybe a couple more, but they waited to the third period to start hitting people. And they didn't come out with any kind of aggression. They didn't come out with any kind of, I guess aggression is really the right word. No sense of urgency. And the first period, for a while there, was like, okay, there's a chance for both sides, but Washington needs to come out heavier. They let up the goal, that first goal, and that's when it was like, okay, I don't feel so good about this anymore. But once they let up the first goal, they let the emotions run them. And it was, it came down to basically what do you expect? You're not going to win like that. But they also failed to do anything on the power play. They got embarrassed on the power play. Meanwhile, Carolina scored 2 power play goals. And Anderson was better than Logan Thompson. It kills me to say it, dude. I love Logan Thompson. That is my dude. He is my favorite goalie. It kills me to watch him get just defeated like that. But I said early on, if you go high on him, you're going to score on him. Meanwhile, most of what came at Anderson was on the ice. Washington just refused to try and go high, just like what the Knights are going to do tonight. Just like wow, dude. They've got this picture. Okay, hang on. Fuck these guys. That's funny. Oh, I'm not going to be able to show it. Damn it. They just showed a picture. It's like a formal picture of a guy holding his girl from behind. But they photoshopped Mark Stone and Eichel's face on the couple. That's kind of brutal, dude. Fuck those guys. That's funny. But all right, that like I said, I thank goodness I'm used to being wrong. Otherwise, that game would suck. But that's it. We are wrapping up this one. We have about 10-15 minutes before we come back for the start of the Golden Knights at the Edmonton Oilers. So, surprising game in Carolina. Even if you expect Carolina to win, I got to think 4-0 wasn't in the cards without an empty net. Here we are. So, Everybody, appreciate y'all hanging out. I'm going to end this one, start up the next one a little bit closer to game time. So 7-ish, keep an eye out for that one, and we'll be here for the back end of the doubleheader. So see you guys soon. And if you don't join me, have a great Saturday night. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for Winnipeg and Dallas and Florida and Toronto.